Is it possible his prayers were answered? My grandparents exchanged 165 handwritten love letters after only knowing each other for 1 hour. The next time they saw each other, they got married. I'm reading a letter a day, but what I love about this letter is the way it leaves you. It leaves you wondering if it's luck, happen chance, or something entirely different. Let's go back 80 years to July 9th, 1945 to take a look at a handwritten love letter from the Navy boy to the Red Cross girl. Helen Dear. Have returned from that plane trip I mentioned in my last letter. Now, this is the mysterious plane trip. Because of the censor of the war, he's a Navy lieutenant. He cannot divulge where he's been or where he's going. It seems that come what may, I always derive a certain amount of boyish glee out of going up in a plane. The powerful pull of the motors and the thought of soaring along at such great heights give me a great kick. I am also impressed by the speed of travel since for the entire war, I have been traversing the ocean at the comparatively slow pace of a ship. What would take a ship days to cover is roared over by a plane in but a few hours. It's simply incredible. Thought of you the whole while, and more especially when I was sipping coffee at a Red Cross canteen at one of the airfields. I was supposed to have donuts too, but unfortunately the production there wasn't as dependable or as speedy as you. And I was told that the supply had run out. I am sure that if you had been on hand, there would have been donuts for all. Now this is where it gets interesting. I visited a native village while away, and in one of the huts I discovered one of the cutest little babies you ever saw. He was sitting in a bucket, if you please, taking a bath and having a wonderful time. I went over to him and tickled his chin. You know, the coochie coo stuff. And the little rascal grabbed my finger. I thought he would never let go. He was laughing and cooing like the very Dickens. I almost grabbed him up and took him along. He was so cute. He would have made a wonderful mascot for the ship. And there are plenty of fathers on the ship who have been through the mill and would be able to take care of him. Near the village was an ancient church. I learned that it was dedicated to St. Francis. I couldn't resist going in and saying a prayer for all those dear to me, and I hope you don't mind the fact that I presume to include you on the list. At any rate, that's what I did. I've had a long day, so we'll close for now, but we'll write again tomorrow, and this time, mañana will really be tomorrow. When the censor of the war is lifted, my grandfather can divulge where this mysterious plane trip took him. And we learn it took him to Guam. You know where my grandmother was stationed next, making donuts? Guam. My grandmother learns this and is so excited to know that that church that she had passed so many times was the church that he had prayed in for the two of them. So now when she passes it, she thinks of Bill. But it isn't until months later, the day she walks into that church to stand where Bill had stood to fill the church with even more thoughts of the two of them, that he sails into that island, sails into the harbor, and marries her. Now, is that fate, luck, or something entirely different?